Alright guys, welcome back to another Zwift Racing League race. Today we are in the B-Dev team, the ZSun Spuds. It's my first race. I'm not sure how I'm going to do. My legs are shot from yesterday from my ladder race. But either way, we're going to get into this time trial on the greatest London flat. We're going to join Discord and get this race going.
Yeah, so I have no idea how this race is going to go. I had a short warm-up, and like I said, my legs did not feel good in the beginning of this ride, and very early on I realized that things are a little bit faster here in the B-Dev category instead of the C category. As we start the Greater London Flat, there are some hills to start this off with, and we got to kind of get into our pacing lines and hopefully not screw up too quickly into this race. We have the TFC squad starting behind us, and they've already gained a few seconds right out of the block, so we can expect them to be quite fast during this race and hopefully kind of use them as a benchmarker. Now, I am 5th in this team on power, wattage, and whatnot. So my usage is possibly going to be getting dropped at some point during this race, but we'll have to see. I come up to 2nd place, and here at the 4 and 10 second minute mark, it's time for me to put down a hard 1 minute effort. My goal was from my team was to stick around 300 watts, and as I do so, I end up getting my first pull being a hard pull and then going right up the climb where I have to kind of continue doing 300 plus watts, which wasn't fun. It's nothing too crazy that I haven't done before, but with how my legs are feeling going into that kind of double pull, I guess you could say, a 2 minute effort definitely hurt me very early on in this ride. But for the most part, our team was honestly doing pretty well. I've raced with Will before in some races previously, as we accidentally get split a little bit, but I'm able to close that gap for the team. JD I've never raced with. Meredith I've raced with a handful of times in our ladder races, and she is very fast, very good. Obviously, Will is with us. We've raced with him quite a few times in the past. Great rider. And then there's Phil, who I believe I've raced in WTRO's team time trial things on Thursday before. And then I believe Roberts. I'm sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong or forgotten your name. You are the person that I was following this entire damn ride and was struggling to stay on the wheel of because you are very fast. I was struggling this race, and we just have a good team. I've kind of shouted out everyone in the squad. It's much different than the ZSun Dome team because Dome was top of the leaderboard. We were going for a win. That's kind of what we were scheduled to do in the Zwift Racing League Round 1, is to be competitive and hopefully win the the Zwift Racing League Round 1. And that's exactly what we did. Now, we end up I ended up going up a category, and I'm now in the B-Dev category like we've talked about earlier, and this is kind of more of a team that, yes, there's definitely a chance you could be top of the B-Dev because there's such a small watts per kilogram change between regular B and B-Dev. So we'll have to see going into this round to see exactly what happens. But for the most part, I expect myself to be getting dropped in most of these races. I'm by no means a very strong B rider, but it just makes things more interesting, I guess, and I have to work twice as hard to stay with the group instead of being able to sit in the draft and kind of hang out. Now, getting back into this race, we've already dropped down after 17 minutes. We only have 22 seconds on the TFC squad behind us, so that's kind of going to give us the indicator that we are not as fast as we kind of hoped. But the only thing that I'm kind of noticing here is the herd clan that is behind TFC is still a minute 48 behind us. Now that means that they are going a little bit faster than us, but nothing crazy like the TFC squad. So we at least know that TFC is kind of in a different category than us, but the other riders, the other racers, the other teams in our division maybe aren't as, different as we are. So it's good to see, and I also really enjoyed racing with these riders that I've already said I know a few times. They make riding fun, and I'm actually kind of excited to ride with them this season, even if I'm going to be towards the back of the pack, hopefully grinding my way through to maybe a few top 20s. We'll have to see. There's 70 riders, anything can happen, and a lot of climbing next week. But anyways, we're about to take our third or fourth pull here on the front. So we get up out of the saddle, push up to gear 20, and my gears are a little off yet again. I don't know what's going on with my trainer, but I have to start in the small gear on the front part of my derailleur, and then as I'm getting on the bike, I start pedaling. I have like 0 watts I'm basically doing, and then I have to shift my front derailleur over to my big cog, and that is where I'm able to get my actual gearing. It's much different. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm not really getting much help from Zwift. They're just telling me to reset my trainer, turn it off and on again, kind of thing. Basically what you do to your router, and nothing is working for me. So we'll have to figure out what exactly happens here. And as we get to the bottom of Box Hill, TFC have closed the gap, and this is where we're going to drop the pace drastically, let these guys fly ahead of us. We don't want to mess up their race, nor do we want to help them. So it's kind of a win-win for us that we're able to actually put a perfect little line, I guess, for the TFC squad. That was our goal, was to make sure that we weren't helping them, nor were we hurting their race, because sometimes you pass a team and it can really get in your head mentally, the issues with losing riders in the pack, or someone gets the wrong draft. It's a whole thing. So making sure that TFC squad got past us fast and quickly and easily was our main goal here. We wanted to be nice to them and respect their race. Anyways, we ended up dropping Will here on the bottom of Box Hill. It was just a little too much for him, and I am feeling the exact same way here. I am actually kind of shocked that I'm still with the group, but with 10 kilometers left, I'm hoping that I still have enough in the tank to finish ahead of the herd club and also with my team. But as you may know, we have the escalator climb coming up, and this is where you're going to have to keep the pace high. We're around 48 kilometers per hour at this point, and there's going to be a small 7%, and then we got to get that speed going right to it. Starting at 42 kilometers per hour, we get the lowest at around 25, and looking up ahead at the TFC squad and behind us at the herd team, we actually do the escalator climb quite well, quite strong. And this is the point where I'm supposed to be pulling next, but I can't really stay with these guys. They're just too fast for me, and I'm about done, and I kind of call it off. I go, hey, listen, you're going to have to drop me, and I'll continue riding because I know you need 4. You have 4 with you, and that's all we need to finish. But in case someone drops out, I need to keep the power down. And this is where I kind of get a second burst of energy here, kind of out of nowhere. I'm kind of looking at myself in the mirror as I watch this back, and also as I was riding, I was like, I probably could have stayed with the guys, but I didn't want to completely slow them down. So you're going to be able to watch the rest of this race, and my one goal is to beat the herd club behind me. They're currently a minute 30 behind me. If I can hopefully fend them off for 5 kilometers, that would be insane alone. But we have a lot of work to do, that's for sure. After 38 minutes, our average watts is 240. Our heart rate's around 170. It's honestly not been the worst race for me, but you know, I do believe that I'm a little stronger than what I'm showing today. And that's all just because of that ladder race yesterday, which hopefully I'm going to be posting on Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to post it, but I will be posting it at some point. It's just with the recons that are going out on Tuesday, and then Wednesday you're getting this video, and then Thursday you're going to be getting a Zwift Unlocked video. There's a lot of videos coming out. There's a lot of editing to be doing, and I just haven't gotten to that yet. So anyways, going into the final parts of this race, I'm finally get my first upgrade on the time trial bike, and I'm still 1 minute and 12 seconds ahead of this herd club. So I'm doing quite well, and I feel like my team has really picked up the pace by dropping me. I mean, they're 50 seconds ahead of me. In a way, I think they may have grinded hard enough to gain time on herd. And I don't know the official standings yet. I haven't looked at anything, and I'm sure I'll add that to the final part of this race. But we're going to finish strong here with 1 kilometer left, and we weren't able to beat that TFC rider that did end up getting dropped. They ended up beating us by quite a bit, but only 30 seconds, right? Like, we were able to close quite a gap on them, and I'm extremely proud of what my team has done today, and I wish I was a little bit stronger, but, you know, you got to leave it all out on the course. Finishing, finally, 45:24 for me. 2 minutes and 44 seconds away from the TFC squad, which is crazy because they started a whole minute after us.
That hurt.